Yeah, so the last couple times they picked a Leshrac, they've run it with a Slardar, but that's generally going to be their support, so probably not here.
Slardar, I mean, Lash SD is probably the support combo. Of course, it can be mid Lash too. Honestly, you can even do Lash.
3 Slardar.
You can do Lash SD offlane too if you want. Those two. It's a very strong.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I was wrong. They run Slardar offlane, so I think that could work here. Yep.
DK Phobos. If you ever amplify someone, or if you ever amplify the Luna, you put him under, you soul catcher him, he actually dies in 2 seconds. What is the interaction between sleep and Shadow Demon ult cap? Do you know that? Can you sleep at all, or does it instantly get purged off?
Instantly? I don't know. I'm sure the second invulnerability period is still there.
Still there?
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure that is there.
Because if it's not, then it's like a super hard counter.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
I hope not.
There's a hero that's been popular for the last 5 tournaments. Did get a little bit of nerf heading into this one, but it seems to be well favoured.
And this is the same opening 3 that they used in the win against Na'Vi earlier in this tournament. Na'Vi also with
Send power.
Wow,
Okay.
I actually love it.
Why?
Because, first of all, right now the winning condition for Spirit, or one of them is, you disrupt this Luna, you purge him, and he dies. But right now, you purge him, you just send for ult and you run away.
Okay.
Because it's unpurgeable. It's a very good save for the Luna. If you ever get Aghanims, all the burst damage they have is mitigated already.
Okay. So same theory as the Dark Rift against the Doom in the previous match. You got Stampede against Purge. Okay.
yeah, and you can run Abaddon or Omni Knight very well against Shadow Demon, right? And those are, I think, the 2 other protecting heroes for a Luna in these situations. So.
I question whether Centaur offers that same level of protection for a Luna as one of those other 2 heroes would.
The thing is, actually, Omni is not that good against SD because the Guardian Angel instantly gets purged.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I was saying you can't run Omni or
Right,
Abaddon
you cannot.
in
You
these
cannot.
situations.
Oh,
So Centaur is like the 3rd, like I guess, kind of protection hero.
Yeah, like
I'm
not really protection.
I'd still
more
put
like
I'd still put a couple more
It's
up
like
there
an
in the
out.
hierarchy. Like I'm surprised that they picked it over Underlord, for example. But
well, Underlord is a bit scary, right?
Difficult.
Because the Soul Catcher actually kind of like destroys you in lane or later on as well.
Yeah, percentage based. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, SD is just a very scary hero, honestly. When I play carries, I hate SD. Unless he's in my team.
But they do have a Ruby.
They do have a Ruby to steal it. Yeah.
There
Mirana.
we go.
Set up with SD as well.
Oh, that's a G special from back in the day, man.
Mid Mirana.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's the support combo, right? SD Lash.
Yes,
Roaming
SD Lesh should be the support combo. Mirana should be mid with Nightstalker in the offlane, and they're wisely, I think, saving the Illidan hero for last.
I don't know how much I like that though, because running that dual support combo means they need to be together at all times. That means one of the lanes is very vulnerable.
No, I kind of
So-
disagree with that because I think the 5 position SD can play on top, and you can have the Leshrac. You could still have this Leshrac Nightstalker aggro duel.
You think it's strong enough
Let me
to really pressure hard?
let me propose something to you guys here, because Illidan owns the career wins record on 3 different heroes. Slark and Drow Ranger are 2 of them, and we've seen those in this tournament from Spirit. The 3rd is actually Chaos Knight, and I think this could be a sick Chaos Knight game as a 5th pick for Spirit.
I mean, it's his
Stark is
most
banned.
played hero of all
Yeah,
time
50
as well.
and 32 on that hero.
Wait, who had second pick?
Cool
Spirit
idea.
has second pick, right?
No, if Spirit was first pick in this, e.g.
So
second.
if they were to pick CK,
Oh, so you can pick something like a
You just
Medusa
do
for
so.
Sumail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sucks.
All right, fair enough.
but Dusa against SD
You
is
have a
also very
ban.
risky.
You have a that's true. That's a good point.
I think CK could work. They have a good setup with it.
I mean, then again, it's Illidan, and you could always just pick him Slark because he
But it's
would
banned already.
Oh, okay. All right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think it's
This is
always
the
banned
perfect
in the
Slark
second
game,
phase.
though. I'm pretty sure they would have just fourth picked the Slark if they could have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're
They
right.
have no hero against Slark.
Interesting. So they banned out the Void.
I mean, if you look at this,
Yep.
these cores,
Yeah.
it works really well for it.
It does.
You want a hero that gets on top of Luna and friends.
I want to see Sumail Quap.
I would. You know what? We've seen it, but I never get tired of it.
Because Quap actually smashes Mirana on lane.
Yeah, now that,
Bloodseeker, also very good ban, of course.
Okay, while I'm wishing for things, the hero that I would love to see is Storm, but this is a scary Storm game.
It is a very scary Storm
It
game.
is terrifying. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah. The reason why I like Quap against Mirana can't lane against Quap.
There it
There
is,
the
baby.
CK, yep.
There it is.
Are we going to see the
I-
Medusa?
you just straight up
Illidan
counter the
CK.
Medusa.
So you think you just go Dusa here? I think you do as well.
Dusa is very strong, don't get me wrong, but the SD gets even scarier.
Yeah.
You have 2 cores that scale very, very well into the late game, and you have this SD that counters both. It is risky. It can work. It is
The other
scary.
heroes are like you just go for a normal like DK lineup.
Yeah, DK
Yeah,
or
I was
Quap,
thinking about
something like
that.
Because Quap can
I
actually
mean, hell,
also deal with this.
how did DP get through the draft this far?
Zeus.
Zeus, the first Zeus pick of the tournament. Oh yes.
Yep, we have had one ban
Oh
on
my
him, but
God,
it is
a
the
mid
first
Zeus by Sumail. I'm
game
so happy.
of the tournament for a Zeus, and it's a Sumail Zeus.
Zeus against CK should be very strong.
Oh, I am.
Should be. But as always with any Chaos Knight lineup, if you get the ball rolling, you can just run over these heroes, especially because he can get a Blink Dagger as his like 3rd item.
If you ever blink on Zeus, he's dead.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
And they can't
Rift is like.
the only thing they can save him with is like a Centaur Axe. But he's probably gonna have a very rough lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It destroys the Luna matchup, pretty sure.
See, Luna can't fight CK like ever. If
I
you're
don't
like
know,
2 items
guys.
ahead, maybe.
Lots of puzzles
I
to solve.
really want to pick EG here because I'm very excited about this Sumail mid, but I'm not sure about this draft, guys. Is that a counter? Is enough of a counter to CK?
I mean, I play a lot of Zeus, and I'm not very convinced by the counter. I actually feel CK is very scary this draft.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Spirit.
All right.
What are you going for, Aaron?
I'm gonna stick with my boy. I'm gonna go Spirit.
Okay, 2 for Spirit.
EG.
All right. Very decisive capitalist at the end says EG very firmly wants his passport to get him back home at the end of this tournament. Let's find out whether EG advance through and whether Spirit become the first team eliminated as we head into game number 2.
Thank you, Red Eye. Yes, game 2 now between Evil Geniuses and Team Spirit. I'm Only Pixel. I'm here with Fogged, and we are getting to see the Zeus for the first time. But it is against the lineup of Team Spirit, as you were sort of saying to me. It's a lot of their sort of classic comfort picks here from Spirit. These are, it's the Illidan CK. This is like the original hero he was known for.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually all 5 of their heroes they've played so many times before. They've done the G Mirana. I think Alan was saying it before. It's like an absolute classic that he used to run all the time. And then this Shadow Demon Leshrac Night Stalker. They've ran this, I think, 4 or 5 times in the last couple weeks since they've been playing together. Very, very comfortable on this, and they've got a lot of ways to close the gap. I'm a little bit scared for the Zeus, but I'm also very excited for it. I'm just looking forward to see what the base damage change does and the difference in that lightning bolt, because now you can get that distance. That's the biggest thing. It's all the way up to 850 cast range.
Yeah, so and sort of the panel was saying as well, I'm interested to see how the Zeus versus the CK is going to work out in sort of the fights, because obviously with the static field, you have got that percentage-based damage to help kill this very high HP target, but at the same time, if he finds you, gets the illusions on you, you're just going to die immediately.
It's definitely a pretty terrifying CK game if he's ahead. If he can just, if he goes on Luna, like Black was saying, Luna can be very scary if you're very farmed versus a CK if you've got the butterfly and you're ahead. But if you're behind, this CK just eats you alive. So Lightning Bolt level 1. So that's the difference. We've already, the old Zeus's we always would see was the Arc Lightning.
Yeah, that's true. So not relying on the spell to CS, as you say, anymore for the first level, just relying on the right click.
Look at that base damage.
67 with that null.
It's a hell of a lot. Look in comparison to Mirana. Mirana's got 55. And you can also do some fun stuff. Like the Lightning Bolt does a good amount of damage now at level 1 to 125. And you can actually use it to last hit range creeps or to stop people from getting some. Because it does like that mini stun, you know, right? So with that increased base damage that you have, you can falter some last hits.
Yeah, very interesting to see how G.
He's just going to use it for harassment right away. I mean, 75 mana for 125 damage is pretty damn value.
But imagine what you do at the better attack animation on the Mirana.
Yeah. With much higher damage on the Zeus.
So a very interesting matchup to follow indeed, this new and revised Zeus with those buffs.
I'm going to be looking at mid mostly, to be honest, because I'm curious about this. I haven't gotten to see Zeus yet.
Side lanes, top lane you might want to look up there, because that's going to be where First Blood is. There's the setup and the combo. It's a lot of control. This tri-lane, any hero that steps into the grasp of FNG, they're going to die in this lane. And that's First Blood onto Fly.
I mean, Shadow Demon Leshrac, this is a time and true classic. You can roam around, you can set up kills very easily. Super easy to set up those stuns.
And they can do that again and again because they do have all the mangoes out, 3 mangoes on Illidan. He's ready with the stuns, and as we can see, indeed, that first wave or so, Sumail getting a lot of the denies with this new and improved right click.
The base damage is insane. He's like, look at him when he hits G. He hasn't used the arc lighting just yet at all. He's been saving pretty much for the lightning bolt exclusively. G. Stepping up, G.
Has to pounce and fairy fire away. Samael's got the salve. No salve on G though, just tangos at the moment.
He has to watch out to get lightning bolted. Has to back away from the wave already.
Especially once what the levels are there, what with that increased range at each level now.
Yep. We were talking about it in the van over here, and we were considering like, what would the skill build be now on Zeus? And I think you can even skip static field. I actually like having like 2, 3, and just going for static later on.
Oh, quick leap for G. Make sure that he can get the regen rune.
Has to deny regen from
you
Zeus.
can't let that Zeus get a regen rune.
So even though they did get that top kill, the CK was getting shut down and farmed from the pressure that was coming out anyway. Only 4 last hits. They've rotated the full tri lane down toward bottom, and they put the Night Stalker top to soak that pressure.
And RTZ and Crit coming up to join S4. Maybe able to get a kill out of this one with the telekinesis into the stun. They've got the control. The movement of the lanes. EG can get themselves a kill off the back of it.
And now bottom, FNG hunting for Fly.
Oh, they found him once.
Very dead, man.
And they certainly will find him again. Another 1-2 combo there between the disruption, stun, and Illidan's follow-up bolt.
I like how Illidan just left it for the supports to kill. He's like, there's three range creeps under the tower. I have to prioritize that.
And it's the lead diver back top. So these lanes, they're getting pretty musical on the sides. Up and down between the two teams.
FNG's
I hate
toward
being
mid,
TA.
however, he is spotted by the EG observer ward on that bottom side.
And Biver getting a little low up on the top lane as they do chase
I
him
love
down.
DS. This is like one of my favorites.
Create the distance between him.
Wish we could swap.
Look at this, the bottom. S4 is actually walking all the way
I
bottom
wish.
to save the TP in case they try to change those lanes up again.
Fly.
FNG.
He's going to look for the set at the same time. Top lane, Arteezy. It's
Wow.
busted down by the two of them. Back in towards the jungle of EG. They will be able to finish off FNG, but Arteezy getting punished up top as Biver and Phobos chase down the Luna.
Nice and quick start to the game.
The farm looking very good for Illidan now off the back of moving these lanes around.
I'm trying to think of the first round. What would I take?
This is the value point.
Probably Atrophy.
Mid CS for the moment.
Yeah, on DS, I'd probably take Atrophy Aura.
Those extra deniers.
Oh, there's gone.
Having that right click Samael does now have on the Zeus.
Nighttime hits. This is where Phobos
Charge.
has a great time. Crit top.
Trying for crit.
Lightning.
Indeed they have. However, getting the lightning out just in time despite Crit's attempt to stop him
Raider
with that
bash.
telekinesis. They get another kill.
Or
These
take
two.
aim.
I mean, as expected, Spirit's lineup has so much sort of run and gun that the control and damage in these lanes is quite formidable. Lots of setup, lots of follow.
Good pick there. I like you
so
taking
distracted.
Decay.
I'm pretty distracted by mid. Honestly, I really wanted to see like what the potential of this. I mean, the cast range is really cool.
I don't know.
Landing
I'll
it
probably
when he's on
Refraction
his
if I can
hill,
get
he
it,
cast
or
all the way
Spike
past the range creep
Carapace.
onto the Mirana while she's standing back.
Gush,
Pretty
Black
big
Hole.
difference there.
It is 3
Look at
points.
the
That's a
damage.
lot of burst, G.
Has to actually just back up. Might have to just go Shrine.
This is last tango popped. Samael very scary on the Zeus.
I doubt I'd want Tombstone. Maybe, I
Benji.
don't know, Refraction is still up there.
Gets the body block.
Refraction, Spike Carapace. I'm just thinking like kind of tanky.
It's got him. G there in time, making the move across from
But
mid lane. He was going to get the
He's
shrine
gonna
anyway.
get the shrine anyway.
You want
Yeah,
Firestorm on
He'll pick
TA?
up the kill as well.
All
Very
right.
ideal timing right there.
I'll see what we can do with that. I'd say get a headshot, but
So Fly getting caught out quite a bit on
We
these
are-
lanes and with these movements that he's made. That is the third death on the Bane.
Spirit.
Oh, it's gone.
Top.
See if they can make another go. On to Crit. Focusing him down between the two of them. They may even be able to chase down Arteezy as well. Do they have enough mana to
Headshot.
They're going to have another slow on the lightning, the void, the stun as well. Do they have the punch to bring him down? They do.
This dual lane is actually.
if you ever get
absurd
close
amount
enough
of
to
time.
hit anybody-
There's so much damage and chase coming out between the two of them.
They're probably gonna
8
be
second
stuck
cooldown on
there.
Void, 4 second cooldown.
Oh,
on
they
lightning.
want
They can
Refraction,
just
huh?
keep pursuing over and over again. If you
Fuckers.
step up, if you're near like
Alright.
that line right there of the trees,
You're gone.
you get that's like 4 or 5 lightnings that you get hit by before you can reach
Black
your tower.
Hole.
I mean, we saw this last game. Spirit seem to be very good at being able to force these side lane matchups that favor them in this sense.
Yeah.
Last game, of course, we saw them get the edge, get the lead at the start, but it did slip
Huh?
away. This time around, they're getting the kills. The net worth lead isn't that great, as we are seeing, of course, this mid lane Sumail being able to significantly
I don't know.
outfarm G.
Let's wait until it's your turn, and I'll tell you what to pick.
Zeus to level
But
5
Black Hole's
Mirana.
the #1 choice right now.
Really starting to add up, and it's just every time G walks up. Look at that.
What about
Half
you? What
his
do you
HP,
want?
Even though he's got raindrops, just gets chunked down. I mean, that's always been one of the big powers of Zeus, of course, is when you get if you get an early level 7. But now, FNG.
He's looking for some sort of setup. Do they have the arrow on target to
Okay.
follow up? G can't quite find the angle because the creeps were coming in. So FNG, he's now in trouble and he'll get taken down. Trying for the setup there.
Yeah, another strike's
Brady
going to be there,
Freeway
so.
coming in at a time that was aggroed onto G as well, so he could
So
not
what
get
am
the
I?
arrow.
What am I going to go for?
He was significantly low as well on the Mirana, so I think he was a bit scared to commit forward. Because if he doesn't, the Zeus had 800 health, so they don't have the damage to actually go through that.
Probably
more than
vacuum,
likely.
Look at
Midnight
this CK
Pulse.
build, so
One of those be my last
This
pick.
is Illidan.
Yeah?
Illidan used to do this.
I mean, he used to do that. Was back in what, 2005?
5-second buff. The 5-second buff.
5-second buff. Midas on the CK in 2018, as you say, Illidan, he wants to make it work. We'll see if he can.
What if he takes the 12% cooldown reduction to 15 too? Usually you see the strength.
Oh,
That's-
what? Somebody
that's
took another
right.
strike?
I mean, if he takes
What
that
the
and the GPM talent, he's
All
going
right,
to be
what do you
rolling.
want?
Top.
Right, again.
This lane.
You can't come up it. It's scary.
Ball
You
lightning?
just potentially die fly.
Would be
He's
my
trying to kick his way
suggestion.
through the trees, but
You're going to
Phobos
have any one of
will
those
cut
you
down,
want.
chase him, finish him off. At the same time, though, they do manage to get S4 and RTZ into the face of
Maybe
it.
you
They
wanna-
take him down. Maybe they can get more.
Maybe you wanna
Stomp
go
from
Sonic
Viper will
Trap.
Stop a potential stomp coming out from S4 and then allows Phobos to walk himself back to safety.
Yeah, they brought 4 to make sure that they can actually get a counteract kill, but that
Which is
gives
a mana
Illidan
hog,
this
but-
absolute free farm down bottom, which he's been having anyway.
Vacuum.
I mean, that Midas timing was very good. It was a good Midas timing.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go all the way for all the GPM stuff. Like, well, you know, we were talking about the
But
GPM
as,
down.
as you said, it's Illidan.
It is Illidan,
It's
but
Illidan.
dude, that Pierce immunity is way too important versus Luna.
But it's Illidan. He
But
wants,
it is
he wants the
Illidan.
money. He wants
Yeah,
the goal.
I
he wants
really
the
don't want to
GPM.
play this.
We'll
I'm
see.
terrible with ball lightning.
This guy's the specialist. Bottom. First Phantasm. Looking for crit. Unable to. Sumail's hitting the tower. That base damage.
Wow. Look at it.
He might get picked off here. FNG's trying to set something up.
On the top, Stampede. Nightmare's there to set up for the stomp onto Viver.
Meanwhile, mid.
Viver does have the stun onto the Bane. In fact, Viver's making them work.
Man, I was so worried about picking for you, I didn't really analyze what we should have been picking and what the other team was doing.
Get on top of Sumail.
But I don't
like
see
that
anything
Phobos
too
maybe comes
dangerous
in there
there.
just to make
Sniper's
sure you
going to
can
be
get an urn charge.
annoying.
I don't know if
Arc warding
They
is
may have needed
going
it,
to
but
be
either way,
super annoying,
getting those
actually.
urn charges is very important early on.
So you're going to have so much
You can buff the
range.
darkness so they can try to keep this pressure going on. So they've got a little bit time to look to punish this Rubik down bottom. They're making the quick move, crit.
Oh, Nyx is
Like
going to be
walk
terrible
around
once he gets 25.
It's a scary place
Fuck.
right there. Are a little hesitant as Phobos.
But I don't know.
This is
We
a
can
distance,
handle
but
that.
still, he'll close in, realizing that there's no one else around. Crit. It's a quick and easy kill for the two of them. And I'll be interested to see how this farm game plays
So how do we
out. Are we
switch?
going to see Arteezy Luna take the lead, or will it be Illidan with his Midas on the CK?
He's quite a far ways away.
He's got a
ahead
good
right
lead
now.
at the start, but we
Okay.
can expect the Luna to
Sweet.
catch up once the
I don't
Midas
know how you
command
did that,
is there
but I
for
like it.
Arteezy.
She's very low level though and getting pressured. She's in the off lane.
And where's the backup? It is there. Fly comes across with a quick Nightmare onto Piper, but in fact, there's the Nightmare being taken off by FNG to try and allow some more damage out, but Arteezy continues to run. He's trying to hide in the tree line, will turn around with the double edge and Lucent Beam. Piper gets taken down. The backup in time there for Artur.
He needs to
Oh,
be getting
well.
involved in these kills early to get the
All right.
level. Since he's level 6 and compared to a 9 on a CK.
They're going to be able to find another bit of a kill for the Arteezy get involved. At the best. These moves being made, Fly and S4 backing up the Luna, getting Artur this boost up at the start so we can get those farming items online.
I like how active S4 is being. Even though he doesn't have anything like relative toward like a blink or whatever, he's running around and making plays 3-0 and 3. Majority of kill involvement has been going to this Centaur.
And indeed, look at the goal. from
Yeah,
this
it's getting
well.
close.
It's getting him towards that blink dagger at a very good timing.
I like
Alright,
that he's securing, like
let's
he's
do
getting
this.
a lot of secured last hits with those double edges.
Like I gotta go
Bomb
bot.
can get this early timing.
Iva coming forward alone again. There
don't
will be
ever beat
TP
Might as well
reactions.
just level that
S4 does have
Firestorm.
the Stampede. If the team starts to get in trouble, they'll pop it straight away. No messing around, making sure that Arteezy can get up to the side. TP out. They'll all get themselves away. Arteezy immediately down to the bottom
Oh,
tier
shit.
1 tower,
Here
so
they
they can
come, huh?
continue farming. They've got the Moonlight Shadow and the DD rune on G, but they're already too far away. EG safely disengaging there as Spirit tried to
I'm
chase
going to get a
them
hit
down.
on Disruptor here.
Clicking around to see who's going to be building toward the pipe. Of course, the Night Stalker will more than likely, you have to build at least one pipe versus a Zeus.
Still. CK.
Ooh, crit.
What's up with this? Should I charge
Here we
him?
go. He has got an infused
You
raindrop.
got zombies on you?
It's not going to save him at all. Too much burst between the two of them. RTZ again just having to back away, especially with the nighttime out. The map once again becoming very scary for EG to go out on alone. Top lane Illidan.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't want to play
The ultimate
TA.
drags S4 in. He can't even get the Who Stomp off. The damage too much from the CK. Illidan even seeing if he can find out more. Can he get the vision onto Fly for the
I
rift?
know, right?
Doesn't
But you're
look like he
not.
can.
It
That
sucks.
extra Phantasm proc. If he doesn't get it, there's no way that he actually kills S4 there.
There's that efficiency, the Midas is available. That 5-second buff.
He's looking for a big creep.
He is.
He's prioritizing getting the high levels early on the CK.
Oh, there we go.
And it's working. I mean, he's level 11. We keep looking at Arteezy. Level 7 Luna compared to 11 on CK. Starting to get pretty significant right now for Illidan to become an absolute monster this game.
So far, he's doing it old school start on the CK, and it's not getting punished.
Yeah, he's going for that armlet build. So we've seen, you know, armlet. I think Mushi played like one of the other games. He went armlet and the echo, but he might want to skip one for the blink early or BKB.
Who's here ready to play? They're looking for the arrow, but in fact, the time is going to be off. And now with the Stampede, EG ready to turn. They look to try and close the gap onto FNG. S4 silence for a little bit of time still. Does get the double edge out. They've got the slow down onto FNG as FNG will be surrounded and taken down. Sumail comes across to claim the kill. At the best.
Secures that last hit.
Boss.
Arteezy has stepped up very far up top
It's just
right
the two
now.
of them. It's him and Fly out in the middle of the night. With a romantic walk up onto the top lane. Could have a
Sniper
nasty
paid for
surprise in
that
store for him. Zillidan trying to find the vision for the rip, but he gets grip. Fly. He says, I'll save you, Artur. Get yourself back home, boy. And Arteezy
Why are you
gets
hiding
back
out down
towards
there,
the
Blue?
tower. Illidan can't quite grab him, but Fly, he'll probably die alone as Phobos and Illidan finish off the bank.
What a nice life, giving his life for Arteezy. Arteezy though.
Oh, gee, he's AFK. He just sat there, allowed S4 to walk up and die.
Don't think he even was looking at, I actually think he was looking at
I don't
Arteezy.
think he was looking at the screen.
Caught him off guard.
Yeah.
And they even tipped him. Ooh,
I mean, that's worth the tip.
brutal. That's the blink finished on S4.
Mid
Now
lane
mid.
now, Sumail. He's the one to get run upon. Immediate TPs
All
are
right,
coming
you got to
through.
hold your own for a little
They
bit
keep
there.
him alive. Nightmare from Fly will slow down Phobos a little bit, but he's still able to
Took a
chase
shot.
forward. Will do it and does. Takes down Sumail. S4's there with the
Oh,
counter play.
fuck.
Jumps in. Has the Who Stomp. They'll find Phobos in return.
14-minute blink on S4, and he's been. If we have that thing come up where it shows like where they're positioning on the lanes, this
No,
is
he's
probably
been
listed.
around.
It's a roaming centaur. He's really just been moving from lane to lane, trying to set up the plays and make sure that they don't fall behind in this early game. Because Spirit, they've been rotating a lot. I mean, it's 24 kills in 14 minutes.
Roaming teams, roaming regions, roaming the map. S4.
Oh, they're all
Fair
healthy
play
already?
at the back of this blink again with the smoke. Illidan will actually dispel it and is able to keep himself out of vision with the nighttime. Thunder God's Wrath will be popped, but
I
until
can
he
charge
comes
back
into
bot.
Tier 2 tower,
But I
should
probably
be
should go
fine,
heal
100 gold
first.
away from having the armlet complete.
A very deep ward placed by EG to watch the movement right now of Spirit.
Oh, it's
they catch
easy.
Arteezy.
They're going to cancel his TP and bam! Illidan drags him into the claws of the CK
The Hunter in the night.
and the Chaos.
This ability is so good at catching
I'll go
people
grab
when they
some
try
boots
to
of
TP
speed
like
up
that.
here.
Every single time. I think I've only already seen it happen like 2 or 3 times in this game, and it's only 15 minutes in. So runes are up. Who secures most? It looks like it is 3 for Spirit and only 1 for EG. So that gold lead
Yeah,
increases.
all right, I'll come bot.
How's the levels
So
looking
let him
on
come
you?
back towards the base a little bit, or
13.
to the tower,
How's Arteezy doing?
9.
and I'll charge.
4 level difference.
Or whenever you
That
think I should
Midas.
charge,
He's
let me
that
know.
Midas.
He was left alone a lot too because the rotations made.
Oh, mid lane, Piper. Could have backed himself away. S4's got the Stampede, immediate telekinesis onto Phobos. Holds back the Night Stalker. And they will not get anything more.
They've got to keep bringing out reveal. Sure, they have the Zeus to be able to go for the lightning bolt.
So
and
I don't
throw
got
these
much
guys
life.
Raptor during that Murana ulti, but their supports are gonna be quite sacrificed.
Poor Spirit
because of this.
Breaker.
They'll keep seeing the 3 sentries fought right after that Moonlight Shadow for Fly.
And look at this build here as well from Sumail. He's got the 4-star
Let's
cube
get
as
these
his
runes.
first item.
Trying to just, Zeus is all about positioning this hero. Like sure, the Veil is like the dream, but you need to be able to get your spells off and be in the right position.
And here we go, Phobos. Piper collapsed behind the tower, set up for G to pick up the kill on Sumail.
They're playing incredibly fast on Spirit, trying to keep shutting down while they allow Illidan to farm with his Midas.
And FNG finds some more. He's going to
Sweet, I got them both.
allowing Phobos to chase down Fly, but in return he'll lose his life. So 1-for-1, can they get anything more out of his? G moves forward.
Let's hit this shrine, buddy.
Already gets bursted down. Double kill for G as Team Spirit chase for more. Have the control onto Crit. Crit to fall as well. G picks up a triple kill. Arteezy running himself back to base. Team Spirit, they want to dive. Past the tier 2s, past the tier 3s. This is the CIS.
Just the shrine.
But it may get punished. The buyback comes in. The Eclipse is not enough. Arteezy falls. Can
Then I'll
Crit
charge
get any
bot.
kills in return? Biver and Phobos, they're hiding. They're holding hands in the tree line. Crit with the telekinesis onto Phobos. Another buyback. S4 wants to put a stop to this, and he will. Phobos tries with the TP out, but S4's there with the blink, with the who stop. Fly will burst down Biver with a brain sap, and Phobos, he's trying to run away. He's tanky, not tanky enough. The burst is there. They do get.
See if Sniper will come out of there.
I mean, that seems extremely worth it for Spirit. They forced
get
two,
Arteezy.
They went all
Probably
the way
saw
to
me.
the fountain. They actually got hit. It's 17 minutes, and I saw someone get hitting by fountain.
Here comes Sniper. Get him.
As I said, this is the CIS
Oh
aggression
shit, I'm
we
gonna have to
see.
And during
stop
all
my
that,
charge,
Illidan
aren't I?
full out free farming the entire time. Arm finished, another 2,200
It's-
gold.
He is.
The world is his oyster.
I imagine he's going to get the blink.
Oh,
So he
shit,
can get
we're
on
done.
top of these heroes, do you think?
Thing
done
is, he's
for.
versus a Zeus. That's what I was considering.
Double
the blink
killed.
gets canceled a lot. I think he might still do it, but we'll see which option he does for. I mean, Illidan is the CK specialist.
I mean, he can't cancel the blink if he's dead. They can get on top of that Zeus. But we'll see. As you say, saving up money. Also, another option, maybe thinking about just getting the heart off the back of this, the armlet into heart. Do you like that build on the CK?
I don't know. It's because you're versus Zeus. It's like everything kind of gets changed because that percentage damage as well.
But you
Could
don't,
even
I mean,
wanna-
you don't really want to get a BKB, do you?
He could look for an early one. I think the
Yeah.
blink might be the best option, but I mean, he's just banking on gold. I think he's going to dictate what item he gets based off the pace. If he gets his full free farm, then if he can get a heart super early, they're not going to be able to chunk through him, especially not the Phantasm.
Back here. It's the real time of the game. Illidan looking for a catch. Can he close the gap to Smell? Doesn't look like he can. Smell just quick enough and does pretty much have the money for the 4-star, so he will have that positioning tool, as you said.
He, of course, took this. I mean, the strength count is just so much better. It's just way too much. I mean, 15 is a hell of a lot.
They're getting another tier 2 out of this bottom lane. Spirit pushing on. Moonlight Shadow will be popped so they can take the tower and disengage without the Warrior VG
He's
able to
going,
find a setup onto it.
He's getting so much free farm. Yeah, he's going for the heart.
I like
he
it.
bought the Reaper. I like when you have like this type of pace. Everyone's making space for you. You want to be as greedy as possible. Get the strongest item you think for the game, for your Phantasm illusions especially.
I mean, and it feels like we've seen as well. Spirit have so many gap closers. As you say, sure, Zeus with the passive, it's a lot of percentage HP, but how many spells is Samael in reality going to be able to stand there in the fight
Trying
and
to
get
figure
off?
out why am I
It's
buying
half.
this?
I mean, they're already running high ground
that.
right now. It's Phantasm.
Up they go, Spirit, the arrow won't connect, but Illidan gets the grab. Samael gets dragged in, but immediately S4 with the counterplay. Jumps with the who stop. They've got the Fiend Strip as well, but the backup's there. Can they keep Illidan alive? He's still alive for now. Can he toggle his way out of this? He can't. They lose Illidan and they lose Biber. They got 2 kills, Spirit, but they've lost their CK. They have to get out.
I wish I could help you, Enigma, but you should get the fuck
Aggression
out of
by
there.
Spirit, this game is unbelievable. Arteezy gets some space out of this finally from them diving. Has the Mask of Madness, has the Dragon Lance. Level 11, how's Illidan? 15. But the heroes on EG get a lot of experience for killing him down bottom. Sumail's now up to 15. Very deep dive.
Whoa,
Didn't
what
think
the
they'd
fuck
actually
just
commit
about
that
slayed
far
me
forward
there?
to try to go for those kills. Because
Holy
I
shit.
mean, Luna could have TP'd in there too, and then an Eclipse. With
Oh
no
no!
creeps.
It could have killed them all.
Yep. You see, Arteezy was trying to come in there, but when he sees like 3 heroes positioned, he got a little bit afraid.
Disruptor about killed me. The fucking vendetta shit right when I was charging.
Keeping tabs on him, only him out on his own at the moment. Does have to be careful as he comes too close. Straight up, Crit.
Got the hood.
That's going to keep him alive.
Tanks it.
Yeah, it may have been an eclipse that night, but Phobos, he doesn't care. Too tanky indeed. In fact, he's going to go back forward, but now he may have overset the mark because S4 fly out here. They pop the Stampede. Surely. Yeah, and they will get Phobos eventually.
Oh,
Takes a lot.
He got lifted as
Look at
he
that
did the Hunter in the Night. He flew up very high.
If I can get him, he's got
Crit
100.
has stolen Hunter in the Night, so
I'm never gonna
Rubik
catch him.
running around super fast during this night time now.
Oh shit, I'm still charging him. Look, he went top to the shrine.
I think one of the
That's pretty fast. 464 for Rubik. It's pretty nice.
It's not bad at all. As you say, they're nighttime now.
Look at him running after you guys.
Spirit, with the way the Crit will be able to open up and find the initiation.
Have you ever seen a Rubik with that much attack speed?
Yes, when I built Mask of Madness and Mjolnir on my Rubik. Here we go. Light Shadow. Then G
They found Arteezy.
Do they really want to follow this up? The arrow coming in a little too late, so it's not going to catch onto anyone. But look at that, the illusions and demonic purge ripping through Arteezy. They're trying to get the grab, but immediately Chris there with the
bad
telekinesis
move.
to
I'm
make
probably
sure the rift
dead.
is not onto Arteezy.
Let's get out of here.
Crit in time to keep Arteezy
I'm not
safe
dead.
with the Thunder God's Wrath. They turn it around and take down FFG.
The illusions, though. You know, Black mentioned it on the panel. A lot of these Agi heroes, when you're playing them versus Shadow Demon, if you get hit by Soul Catcher and a demonic purge, you
Spiked
can
Carapace,
kill
man.
yourself pretty much with your illusions. And this isn't even a farmed Luna. Imagine if he had more items. He could have probably killed himself much quicker.
Thinking about coming in again. He's closing in onto the Bane. I mean, jumping from S4 does get the two-man hook stomp to try and stop them. Crits in as well with the telekinesis. Can they get the kills here? Illidan, very tanky, will pop the rift. He wants to try and fight, but he's already falling very low. Phobos does manage to chase down and finish off Fly. Illidan just backing out of there with the ultimate. Maybe if he finds S4, he can go for the kill, and he can. Rips him in, rips him apart with the damage of his armor.
Midas is up. Chasing Phobos, trying to find more here.
The vision onto Crit. This incredibly beefy Night Stalker, not too scared at all about just heading in on the front lines each and every time. 24 to 17, 22 minutes in 6k lead for Spirit. And this classic Illidan CK Midas armlet into half, which he does now have completed the 22-minute mark. He's looking absolutely terrifying.
Just 4,600 HP. And they make their way in the rush pit, and unfortunately.
There we go.
And EG contest this. They don't have the BKB.
Once they get
I don't know how
level
Arteezy
6,
gets in the
maybe
fight.
we'll have better
Arteezy
luck.
walks in, he just dies.
If he gets rifted, he's dead.
Yep. 1,200 HP, no BKB. That's
So
far.
he's getting an arrow. They're getting the Roshan, they're getting the Aegis, and now EG, they have to get out of there because they're ready to fight Spirit. Jumping in immediately, they've taken down two. EG, they're getting split apart. Samel will try and turn. Thunder Wrath comes through, will be able to burst down the Leshrac at least, but Illidan, he's still chasing. Arteezy does have the Eclipse, turns towards Illidan, will be able to take the Aegis out of his hands. Fly buying back. They want to try and kill Illidan a second time. Can they do so? It looks like Illidan's team's bailed on him. The rest of Spirit, they're out of there. They don't want to have any sort of part of this. FNG's coming back across now. Is it enough to save him though, Illidan? He's got a lot of health that they have to work through. Moonlight Shadow's not going to save him. The buyback from Fly getting involved. They're able to take Aegis out of Illidan and get the kill on him as well.
How much damage did Sumer? 7,500. When I saw him on the low ground there and he popped ulti and got the like arc lightning bouncing off of everything.
I'm really not only effective as like
we haven't
being
seen
the
Zeus in quite a while,
initiator.
but look at how many spells he got off in that fight.
Going up
That
and
was
attacking
pretty
the guys you
unbelievable.
guys are kind of already attacking and do a black hole on them.
He takes away
Or
half
just
the team's HP. And
whatever, just
I mean, it was
using the
looking
charge.
fantastic. Look at this for Spirit. They had
Escaping.
everything going for them perfectly. They closed the gap, and then Sumail gets this Force Staff onto the low
I'm a
ground
little
into a
I've
perfect
little used
position to just
solo
get
in a
all his
lane.
spells
And they
off
can't
freely.
get to him.
And they can't get to him. Phobos is trying to, but look at this. They just get chunked down so heavily. The Fade Ball bouncing between them as well. It's also this offensive no field really allows Zeus to be enabled so much more.
straight back though, up towards the top. Spirit looking to fight again. They will be able to force back Fly, giving him some sort of space. EG able to save the Bane and now maybe get a couple out of this. They get one. Fiend Script's there. They are a little bit wary of Illidan turning up to the fight. Arteezy, he says, I'm gone. He TP's out. Does not want a part of this. Arteezy will get himself back to safety. Fly will fall as the rest of EG are also able to disengage. Illidan looking Samael. Doesn't have a TP for 30 seconds.
He knows he's here.
Oh shit!
Creeps are
Almost.
blocking
Oh,
Illidan.
he got me again. That sniper's brutal.
Sort of taunting Illidan there with the Thunderbolt. He'll force himself off, but still indeed 20 seconds. Hunter at the night.
Can't
Still
use it.
daytime,
Still
at the
daytime.
moment. And he doesn't have the ultimate, but they'll find him nonetheless. They hunt him down with no TP. Samael cannot escape.
Well, that got awkward. What's the next item for Illidan? Has he queued up the BKB? It almost feels like he does want that. After that last situation, sure, he was isolated versus 4 heroes, but the control
I don't
still
think we're
does
gonna
come
get
out
him,
from
man.
EG on this CK.
Can try though.
So
Keep
G
it
has
up.
the
What,
BKB
he's almost
finish on
dead.
Mirana, so gonna be
No?
a little bit tankier versus that Zeus, of
Oh
course.
shit! I better not.
G.
He's got mostly a solo kill by Crit there with the stolen Pulse Nova.
Some big irons
Oh,
coming out
sweet.
from both sides. So now the full pipe ready.
Got to kill off my
BKB's
Carapace.
out for G and Arteezy on their respective sides.
Still quite an advantage for Spirit. The experience is relatively even, but that gold, Illidan, just being that big disparity.
And as you say, one of the big things to know as well, because of the good leveling, Illidan, as you're probably not going to take the 150 GM, he is going to take that rift through Magic
Exactly.
So just as soon as the BKB is there for Arteezy, he's pretty much going to have that talent online thanks to his Midas.
Yeah, maybe it's like the blink and BKB on Illidan is the absolute crucial thing, so he can just close the gap now. Sure, he has the teammates that can do it, but
runes.
those would be the ideal items for him to just get on top of the Luna constantly.
Absolutely.
If he phantasms, he blinks forward.
He kills whoever.
He kills whoever. Anyone that he gets on top
and
of.
there's nothing really they can do to stop. They do have, as we said, they've got the 4 staff on Sumail.
Yeah.
Can buy a bit of space.
But you're more than likely to get one-shotted from the reality rift. Sure. Any hero, unless they get like slapped in between it, or how far is S4? S4 is very far from Aghanims.
That is true. The sleep
is a big thing.
The sleep
is very big.
You can't count it out.
Yeah.
No.
I couldn't get a charge in on either one.
This is the blink dagger picked up. There it is.
Maybe they'll go for orange though. So let's back him up.
Very much in Dota 2. It's all about just getting that one.
Okay,
kill
let's.
at the end of
Maybe
the
we
day.
got to go bot.
These team fights as the game goes on.
I'll start charging that sniper.
And you tried to get some kind of situation there to find someone from Spirit.
I do
while
got a
nighttime
fucking
was
black hole ready.
Daytime for about a minute, and the Phantasm wasn't available. We weren't able to, but
Telly bot if you can. Telly bot if you can.
Still.
All right, then I'm just gonna get the
About
haste
2,000
rune.
behind the CK.
Double damage on G. Ready for if they do want to push in heavily on
This
the
looks like
spot.
a death here coming my way.
Trying to
see if
catch
EG
someone.
come through.
If blue
They wanna
survives
catch someone
that,
on TP defending.
Who's
there's
gonna
nothing to be
head back
done.
here from EG? Will EG fall for this bait?
They're gonna. I mean, they know now. Shadow Beam and Illusion's going in, but
But at the same time, they do have to do
they
something.
gotta stop this.
Send crit, fly, some out. They're coming in full force, EG.
20 seconds left for Phantasm for Illidan. FNG just gonna continuously throw those illusions.
Come
in
in
to get
top.
information.
The whole team's back. They've got the full fight.
Got a black hole ready.
Team Spirit
See that?
can force it.
See that shit?
It doesn't look like they will. This
We're gonna hammer that.
illusion push. Wonders that. And so nearly brings down that tier 3 tower.
Yeah, this is like what you want to do. You want to force 5 heroes back so they're not farming on the map. You get
I
the
don't
map
care.
control about it after that. Illidan finds himself an invis room. He wants to try to find something. He's even pinging toward that top
I
wave,
do not
expecting
fucking care. I'll waste
one
it.
of EG's heroes to come up here to try to farm.
We needed that kill bad.
He's hunting.
I'll be able to find anything. EG, sort of similar to what we saw in game 1, playing as a 5-man for the most part. They don't go out alone as much as we have seen them do so in other series.
They're playing a heavy 4 protect 1 though, and they're playing versus a Mirana and a CK. You can get to that scaling point. I mean, S4 has pretty much completely stagnated his farm. He had that early blink dagger and isn't going to be going toward that Aghanim setup that we were really hoping for. The panel was mentioning it, being able to try to absorb and protect this Luna versus the CK, which you have to do, just because of the nature of the
I'll let
matchup.
you have this farm, man.
Say third bottom on the net worth.
Yeah.
S4 more like S4.
I'm gonna try and get me a ring.
Here we go.
Finish this Vanguard.
Shadow on the low ground.
So the Phobos can find a pot. The Thunder's got Rathos. Luigi, and RTZ is able to pop the BKB straight away. Gets the Eclipse out. Can they actually have the damage to get through Illidan? Illidan, look at this damage.
Charge them if they show up by that tower.
It's double kill for Illidan as he picks up S4 as well. They've got the stun onto Sumail. He tried to force himself down to the low ground. He'll get used up. There's the follow through. He's got the self-fuels to buy him some time, but he is screwed. Illidan closes in. They just delete 4 heroes. That smoke movement from Spirit catching EG off guard. Sure, the Thunder God's Wrath came out.
He's gonna
but
have
it was
incredible
all too late.
range.
They only saw the inevitable demise that was about to collapse.
I don't know how we're
upon
gonna
them.
It
fucking
was
kill
before
him.
level 20 on the CK2, but Illidan doesn't care. He knows how tanky he is. 4,800 HP. He just blinks into the midst of
Look how much they're
everyone
going to get out of
on
this.
RG. on
Sumail
EG.
is dead without buyback.
What's this
RTZ
rub
still
grab?
down for
It's just a-
15 seconds as they're looking to take 2 full sets of racks here away from Evil Geniuses.
We knew this CK was going to be a problem, and Illidan
I mean, it's
absolutely that.
he absolutely is. Illidan, CK, 2018, the Midas armor, he's making it work in an absolutely phenomenal style. 6, 2, and 8, level 20, and 2 sets of racks in the bin for EG.
His team's been phenomenal about making the space. They've been all about the pressure while Illidan was farming. Sure, 6, 2, and 8 on the CK, but they've been making moves around the map like crazy with, in particular, the Night Stalker and the Leshrac. We see Phobos, 8, 4, and 19. A crazy amount of kill involvement just to make that space. And oh yeah, Illidan finds an illusion.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more of like a push. He's just gonna push out the bottom wave though. And they're gonna look to just. I think they can just.
Shit,
look to keep
I need to
fighting.
go bot.
They feel how strong they are right now, even without Phantasm.
Oh, they're coming out.
Couldn't get
EG's
a
got to be
charge in
careful.
on
If they
him.
get jumped on here, it could be incredibly painful. Crit will try and open the telekinesis, but immediately gets dragged in. They have the Fiend's Grip out onto the CK, but there's just not the damage to pipe through it. Illidan still fighting fit. Arteezy pots the BKB for the rip. Going through.
I don't know
but
why
that
I'm
talent
charging
drags
arc, but
Arteezy back.
I gotta get out of
Luna's
there.
down for
Here, let's
60.
grab the runes.
EG falling
Oh.
apart here in this game too. As Spirit takes down
No
the
way I can
ball.
get the
So
one
now
bot.
the Thunder God's Wrath is going to only end up smiting himself.
he got the
as
one top
four are
already.
gone. Again, Team Spirit take an easy team fight, getting that opening. Illidan, CK, it's just too big. They don't have an answer to it. The damage coming out from G as he's able to sit back, allowing Illidan to initiate on the front lines. They're moving in for the tier 4s. They're moving in for the game. There's
Shit,
no
I had
buyback
no choice but to
available on
fucking
Arteezy
quit.
or
There's too many of them
Sumail.
attacking me.
S4 jumps in to give his life. He has got a second one to offer, but with the army of the CK out, they
Damn.
rip through the tier 4 towers. Fortification comes through, but it looks like we should be going to a game 3 here, Fog.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I mean, this-
we're kind of breaking
this
even
CK
since
just ended up being just far too much of a
we went
problem.
0-4.
Tanked up. The whole Fiend Script went out on him, but Arteezy
Since then,
couldn't
we've
even
kind
kill
of
his own
broke even,
illusions in that
so.
fight. The Shadow Demon disrupted him, and Arteezy was literally just battling with his illusions the entire time. Before, during his almost entire BKB, gets rifted, pretty much instantly dead. Spirit,
GG. It's
very
cool.
fast-paced.
Spirit, I mean, we were sort of excited to see what the Zeus could do,
There we
but
go.
I think we needed to be more excited about the CK coming back on Illidan.
Had a bad start,
Illidan,
but
Chaos
we're
Knight.
breaking even.
The Midas, it was genius. Sort of, we talk about
No,
the
is
fact
that
that
good
this
enough?
item, it feels redundant in a lot of situations.
Sure.
A lot of
I
pros
don't
won't
think
touch
so,
this,
but
but
maybe.
Illidan realizing if he can get away with getting that Midas at a good time, he got about 7 minute, 8 minute mark, and then he is able to find the space and get those extra levels over the Luna.
Exactly.
He gets that level 20 Rift talent through the spell immunity. By the time the BKB is there, there was about maybe 2 minutes of the game
We need
where
some wards.
Arteezy could rely on the BKB, but after that, how do you fight in that game? You just don't. That Luna or the Zeus, whoever Illidan decides to jump upon, has no chance in the fight.
They don't have the damage to deal with the CK Phantasm by any means with their heroes. You look at them and it's like, Luna, if she gets very farmed, and if Zeus is all the way in the backlines during all those instances, you can kind of chunk down, but when you're dealing with the CK with a 20-minute heart
Yeah.
and level like 19 or something, it's way too much for them to deal with.
I want
Too
to
much
charge
pressure.
Nyx.
And I think sort of what we saw, sort of a sign off from Spirit in game 1. They were able to continue that magic throughout the entire game.
momentum was
They're
key.
so good with the movements, the lane decision as well from Spirit, getting these matchups, making it impossible for EG to sort of play their game early on. Sure, game 1, EG were able to sort of capitalize on the mistakes that Spirit made and made this smooth momentum towards the victory. But this game, very few mistakes
Shit,
made from
this
Spirit
is
at
hurting
all.
me.
Yeah, they didn't give up the 3 core deaths that we saw that last time. They kept the momentum going.
Well, there we have it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it stands now 1-1. Both teams now just one game away from being eliminated from the Dota 2 Super Major. It's going to be a crazy game 3. If you're EG, what do you take away from this game?
Maybe Zeus needs a little bit more, but also watch out for that last pick CK from Zeus.
All right, I'm gonna go bot
Absolutely, that
unless
last big CK, Illidan CK.
somebody else
brilliant
can.
start. We're going to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. It stands 1-1 between Evil Geniuses and Team Spirit. But for
Orange,
now,
you got
back
that?
to the
Okay.
panel.
Yes, thank you very much, gents. Of course, we'll come back to Fogged and ODPixel for game 3. One
Got
all
30
between these
seconds
two
till I
teams,
can
and
black
actually it's not
hole.
that surprising when you look at Team Spirit's form of recently. They've always gone to best of 3s after a very competitive group stage. They've done exactly the same thing in round number 1 of the lower bracket. Gents, I felt a little bit like I was watching the same game again.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna go
albeit
for a
with the team
Radiance.
switched around.
I would say it's a little bit different.
10
I think
seconds.
This time around, Spirit had themselves set up for
Yeah, let 'em sit in
an
that for a
eventual
bit.
success, where the Chaos Knight was going to guaranteed win the game.
I can't
once he got a certain amount of farm. Illidan.
He's done.
Okay, so Illidan did a lot of great things. Let's talk about the good things that Illidan did before we talk
Where's
about
that
the
coming
bad.
from?
Illidan, first of all, he went for the Hand of Midas build. Great build. Black and I love that build. We were
Oh,
right
shit,
on
I'm
top
about
of it.
to
He
die.
needed
Fuck,
he's
I
in
thought
win
I'd-
condition.
That's
That's what you
fucked.
just got to focus on. He's the only farm that matters, so he gets a Hand of Midas to keep his farm ahead of the enemy team. Fantastic. Then the way he played around the map, excellent. He pretty much just was constantly farming away from the Evil Geniuses' heroes, and that's why he was able to maintain that kind of lead, that combination of staying away from them, staying away from these fights. Good choices. You guys handle the rest.
These last
Alan
two
really wants to do it.
sequences, like, just
Nice.
I almost hurt myself.
No, wait. Start from the bottom.
Good kill
here.
for TA.
Go.
No, you do it, Black. I can't handle this.
Oh, he's already got
So all
that.
of us, we didn't.
All right, you guys suck at this. All right, so
All right,
he
let's go, you
dives
go.
this tier 3. What a
So he got
garbage
that
idea
scepter
that
upgrade
was.
on it.
He also goes for this heart build
Heart?
instead of BKB
Well,
and
I'm
Blink
put it
Dagger,
into
which
this
either one would've
Tidebringer
won the
shit.
game back.
Zeus
Where's
has
the
a
Zeus, by the
passive
way?
that does percentage-based damage.
And like the BKB would have just allowed you to get on top of either one of these heroes. Same goes with the Blink Dagger, right? It's the same concept where you just get on top of these cores and they instantly lose the fight. Is your Chaos Knight versus Luna, get on top of that hero.
Should I
it's
charge
dead.
him? Nah.
I mean, I get the idea behind the heart because they don't have a
got orange banging on that tower.
They don't have a
What's
lot
this?
to deal with your illusions once you have that item. But you look at
The
if
sniper
you
needs
don't
it.
dive behind
Can
the
we get him?
racks on that push, you have
Fuck,
at least
I might've-
BKB and probably BKB and Blink for the next fight, and you kill everyone.
But it doesn't matter because
Everyone.
It doesn't matter because
Please
he did
tell
the
me you're
first
coming.
couple of things right.
And he
Fair
carried his
enough.
team.
Fair-
That is what
yes,
won them
that's
the game,
right.
right? I think once
Good
he has
perspective,
the
Cap.
heart that he had, it almost doesn't matter. It's like the third best item build from our thought process,
Good
from his
perspective.
thought process. He thought it was the best, but it doesn't matter because he had already won the game based on the fact that he had that farm to begin with. And him diving the base and whatever, like they were in an unlosable situation. The way EG wins
Oh,
this
look at
game
the
is off
scepters
of
are coming out.
crushing mid and then making that first couple of rotations to shut the Chaos Knight down, but he stayed
Yeah.
ahead of those rotations. And that's why he's my MVP. Not really.
And
8
but
to
one more
10
thing.
for Illidan, 11, 1, and 8.
Right. But one more thing, stay away from Luna. Both games were
Yeah.
just feeding. I don't like it.
You don't like Luna?
I mean,
I know that
the
the Luna
first
was
game
the
he
problem.
couldn't. First game he couldn't fight a troll. Second game he couldn't fight a CK.
Yeah.
If you want to pick it very late.
I mean, look, yeah, you
Have a
show
good
it first
matchup.
phase. It's
Yeah.
going to get countered.
Yeah, have a
but-
good matchup if you want to pick it, because both games it felt like a non-factor.
There's
I don't
a
know,
big
I-
difference between the Gyrocopter and the Luna is that the Gyrocopter's timings are more in line with the hero that you can counterpick if you want, but it's still going to be able to come online at 15 minutes, force engagements. Those are all good space-creating things to set up another carry for success. Luna, in that she is a little bit slower in that regard, needs some of that farming time, is less reliable in these team fights. It also means that you are more susceptible
That'll teach
to
'em, huh?
the draft and the counterpicking that occurs.
Black, we're going to give you the chance to name the
What's
MVP.
Paint doing
this time,
top?
so who's your
Oh, he
MVP?
looks like he burrowed in
Well, it
there.
has to be Illidan.
Yeah. 51 and 32.
If I could award I don't know what it would be called, an inverse MVP, would Illidan also get that award?
Yeah, I mean,
Because you kind of saw the good
No,
and the bad.
No, I mean,
last game,
he
if we're
did
honest.
a lot of things right. He did
Yeah.
a lot of things wrong.
Yeah.
But
And-
look, Cap put it all in perspective. That's
Yeah.
the thing. The things that he did
Still
in the
won them the
first
game.
15 minutes flat out won the game.
Yeah.
And all the criticisms after that, this is the thing. There were some
All right, here we
weak
got
spots
target.
in this game. They messed up some disruption arrow combos. There were some openings for EG, but the play of the CK in the first 15 minutes made that all irrelevant.
To quote Whitman,
You're full
What
of
is
it
it?
today, by the
Whoa.
way. Whitman, Star Trek.
Oh, shit, that was a bad
Are you
idea,
seriously
huh?
going Blades of Grass on me here?
do I contradict myself? I contradict myself.
Get out of there,
Large
buddy.
Contain multitudes. That is Illidan. He is
I-
large. He
Watch out for
contains
them
multitudes.
I
zombies.
I was going to go with a
Right
much
now. He
simpler
is
quote,
MVP
which
and
is,
anti-MVP.
which is, I'm not sure if I'm
You
indecisive.
better fight him because it
but
got bloody.
Yours works too.
Oh, no, you're
gents,
right.
Thank you
Get
very
run out
much.
of there, Surge.
MVP is confirmed. We're just having some fun here on the panel on day number 3, the first day of the playoffs and the first day of the eliminations. Talking of which, we're going to eliminate our first team from the Super Major after the
We
break.
just got raped. That hurt. We're still down 3 kills. It's probably lag. I don't know what server we're on, but what is you got a ping? What's your ping? Yeah, it's quite a bit. I'm ready to charge back in there anytime. I'm dead for it.
You put a spell on me, and I can't help but find you. Let me remind you, baby.
That sucked, but what can we do? I wish I would have been there just a moment earlier is all. To stop fucking them from killing Tidebringer. Or fucking, what, our Underlord. Hell, I don't know who died now. Another 800 gold. I can buy an item. Going straight up Radiance. I'm charging bot. I don't know if that's the real one. I'm sure it's not, but if it is, he might kill me. Sure seems like the real one. Yep. Another 200. I guess we'll go top. What's this shit mid? Sniper's right under this fucking thing, huh? There we go. Give me the money I needed. I don't know what I want. Do I want the fucking 12 health regen or the vacuum AoE? I suppose I'll get the vacuum AoE. Fuck. Oh shit, am I charging in there? Yeah, I guess I'm charging in. Oh fuck.
The Alpha, B.
The battle begins.
Man, I failed there.
Rampage.
Oh, you got him though. That's good.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
I should have got more people with the vacuum. I got a vacuum, then black hole, and it's not really working out that well so far. Well, they're only 2 ahead now. Going after that dirty sniper.
sights and sounds of Shanghai, the host city of the final major of a very long Dota
chasing down the Disruptor.
22nd and last
I don't know if I'll make it all the way there, but
tournament of the season, and the 9th major of the season is coming to an end this week. On Sunday, we'll crown our
Actually,
final
no, I'm gonna
champion,
take
and
this
it's all about
bounty.
the TI qualifiers, but there's still plenty of high-quality Dota before the grand final at the end of this week. And we are on day 1 of the playoffs. If you're just joining us, Evil Geniuses find themselves at 1 apiece right now with Team Spirit, a team who've put up plenty of spirit through the group stages and continue
and I
to do
dunk
so
pretty
in
hard
the
on these
knockout
guys now. I'm
stages.
doing
The difference between the two is not much right now, but one of
250
these
damage.
two teams, their road for the DPC ends in the very next game. Draft just around the corner. Let's get our thoughts from our panel members once more. Nahaz, Black, and Capitalist are all back with us. Alan, it feels weird to say it's the end of the season for one of these two teams already.
Yes, especially if one of those team names is Evil Geniuses.
I mean, I didn't want to put too much emphasis on it, but we, you know, with high standards come high expectations, and I think
Absolutely.
that's why we're so disappointed with Evil Geniuses at this tournament so far.
Oh.
Not least of which because all of these 5 players are world-class players,
Yes.
and they should be delivering. That said, someone did say to me yesterday, and I think it's a fair point, and I don't know whether all 3 of you agree with this or not, this is simply high-quality practice for them right now, headed towards the qualifiers. That's what they've got to be focused on. Do you agree with that?
Sort of. I think that there's definitely something to that. I also think that there's something to the idea that they are still possibly staring down the barrel of having to face both Optic and VGJ Storm in their own regional qualifiers, and that is terrifying because, frankly, both teams are playing better than they are right now.
Yeah. And there might only be 2 spots for
there
that region.
probably will only be.
If they're lucky.
If they're lucky. Might also only be 1. Nobody really knows. Depending on how many teams are at TI.
And Nix is a bitch.
Format isn't released yet, right? Of the
No,
qualifiers?
Valve are going to release it soon, I would assume, and they'll probably announce a 36 team, TI, and then who cares?
Yeah. Then I will get there too.
We're forming a team right now, right here. We're all going.
They're like, man, Evil Genius is a really marketable team. It would be a shame not to get them at TI.
How low can we go down?
How low do we have to make the bar to get Evil Geniuses across it?
5 spots.
Unbelievable. Right, hopefully that's in the future for them in terms of qualifiers, and they can focus on some of this high-quality practice, if that's indeed what it is. I'm sure, knowing all 5 of these boys, they're competitive people. They want to do well here. They want to have a good showing, and it starts right now with effectively what is a best
Kill all
of 1
those
now,
and I
Alan,
can-
in this game.
Yeah, and I already like the draft from Evil Geniuses a little bit better. I think in the last draft it seemed very, very strange to me that they spent so much time with the third.
Yeah, what draft?
No,
We need to get you a new set of
But
glasses?
look at the third game. Look at the third band. They spent so much time with their third band. The last hadn't banned Wisp yet, right? And then the Luna in the first phase. It just felt like they were all right. I tried. Jesus, Cap.
You were doing well, Alan. Alan, I admired you for about 5 seconds. Then
Yeah,
you carried on. You pushed through hard. These two are high-fiving, but you pushed through.
I tried so hard. I got
I
so
really like this
hard.
draft right
But in
now.
the end, it doesn't really matter.
Alan proved to me that he can literally be positive about nothing. I didn't think
I was making a valid point, you caveman. God.
Alan could take the worst teams and the worst players and be like, I don't know, I think they're really underrated. And Alan literally positive about nothing.
I liked how he was like serious about it too, and he's like kept a really straight face.
Alan, look,
Black is with me on that one.
Alan, you know I love you, and you know that as the host of this show, if I could defend you, I would.
But you can.
But I can't.
Yeah, we got some
Cost two
buybacks.
cavemen, I
Sweet.
think.
All right.
You basically need to whip out the club at this point and fight back.
If 3 people say I'm an idiot, then I'm an idiot. Go ahead.
But only 2 did.
However, the draft has now begun, and there is a first pick, and it's not
got
yet
me.
PG, so
First pick act.
Evil Geniuses draft.
Evil Geniuses draft is
They banned
invisible.
Night Stalker, right?
Yes.
We were talking about the Night Stalker Leshrac and whether or not that can put enough pressure. Boy, did it.
Yep, it crushed it.
It put a ton of pressure.
Yeah.
Going back to
So
Alan's-
I do agree with
yeah,
that.
I
What
was going
else?
to say, going back to your point, you were talking about the fact that they were banning differently.
Well, they
taking more
in
time
the
over the
last
third
draft, it felt like they took a lot of time deciding whether or not they wanted to let the IO through.
Right.
And that kind of may have led to a strange Luna pick in the first phase. That's not something that they've done in the recent history. But this is just much more standard for them. All right.
Shut
I'm
up,
just
Cat.
going to stop talking.
The first
I
2
tried.
bans were the same bans from the last game. And I was like, I much prefer this draft.
But they banned. All right. Okay.
I think you've broken Cap, Alan.
I think he's broken me for certain.
So, Black, what do you think of this draft so far?
I think first pick Axe is very weird. And
Skywrath, though.
yeah, of course, if they pick it. But
This is like what this.
but
is
why wouldn't you
something
first
they
pick
ran a bunch
Skywrath then?
10 seconds
I
remaining.
mean,
Because-
they probably have another idea with the Axe, right?
Because they
I don't
could
think
then
EG
go
really
Axe
runs
themselves.
either hero.
Yeah, and they have played some Axe.
There we go with the
Yeah,
Skywrath.
Axe Sky.
Standard combo. I still believe picking Skywrath first and Axe second is probably more plausible.
Yeah. They've always. I mean, this is the same thing they did versus EG at Birmingham.
Does that not telegraph what you're going to do if you pick the Sky first? Though?
No,
Is it more?
But the same with the
I
Axe, right?
I see what Black's saying, but I will disagree because there's Leshrac on the pool.
Yes.
Right? So unless EG opened with Leshrac Sky, and then you're
Yeah,
missing
which
your
you-
4 position.
Also, so for you, they kind of do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
seconds
No, you're
remaining.
right. And we have the Bane, of course. Fly loves Bane, apparently.
Yeah.
3 games
Yep.
out of 3.
Yep.
Very strong hero. Counters a lot of heroes. But Bane Lash support duo is doable. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst.
Yeah, when he was in OG, he was playing an awful lot of Witch Doctor, which has fallen off a little bit, obviously. And he does like to play a very narrow pool, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a narrow pool. He has a very wide pool. He can play
Is that-
lots and lots of different.
is that
he
Lincoln's
seems
working
to
good
focus
for
on
you?
1 or 2 heroes.
Should I buy one?
as Just that's what we're going to play in this game.
It's
fly?
usually costly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
see
captains
why.
do. That's just again, it's just and
Lincoln's.
especially with not
don't
having
see
a
if it'd
coach
do
for a
any
couple more
good.
months with OG, and now having a new coach that he's working with.
Maybe
in
I'll
Bulba,
buy a
you
fucking-
tighten that hero pool as a 5-position captain.
I don't know if
drafter.
I'd do
You
any
take
good
some of the
either.
preparatory burden off yourself. But I want to go back to something that we talked
No,
about
I was talking
during
to
draft,
you, I
and that's
think.
that,
Didn't you get that Lincoln
Once
spear?
again, EG are showing presumably both their supports. And this is
Is it
Bane
blocking
Leshrac is
anything?
not- all right, Cap. Oh my God, dude. What? You're like,
Are you still broken?
Shit.
Alan, you need to keep going. You need to just keep going.
all right, I will try.
You literally have broken.
But
Can we get a
Trying to charge
please?
Disruptor, and he's got a Lincoln.
I hear your voice, and I literally just replayed that moment in my head. Alan, thank you so much for this happiness you
Well,
brought.
I'm going to run down Tidehunter.
I still think it's a valid point, but I'm crazy. All right. So yeah, no, I don't think you're going to run Bane Leshrac as an aggro dual lane, and I think that means that this open loses a lot of value. It likely means that you're showing both your supports because Leshrac has he's predominantly been a support in this tournament. I think about 75% of the time.
Real quickly, for the record, I do think you had a solid point about that. The situation was funny, all right? The situation
Man, I got a
was
bunch of
funny.
cash.
I'm going to go kill myself.
Wish I could spend it.
Just on track as well, with this Lesh now, which is slightly different from Evil Geniuses, we do have obviously S4 in this team, we have Samal in this team.
All right, what
and
should I
both
buy? What should I
supports are
buy?
quite As well, so it
Oh.
does give them plenty of flexibility, doesn't it?
And I was wrong. Core Leshrac.
Call Leshrac.
Yeah.
And
So
now they
presumably
pick
S4. Okay.
Nyx Assassin,
that seems
Invoker, and they win.
I
Pick like
Nyx Invoker in this meta?
a Nyx Gyro or something.
Nyx is really good right now, though.
Oh, you mean Spirit? Okay, yeah. You picked Nyx.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not-
Nyx-
okay.
Thank you. Nyx is God tier for Spirit.
And then Evil Geniuses will have to pick like, they'll have to pick like an Omni Knight or something.
Only thing is that means Nyx is your 5, which is a little bit weird.
I think it's okay.
Well, Sky can be run as
because
5.
the way Nyxes are
Yeah,
playing
I
right
guess,
now
of course.
is because he'll
Should
be
I
in
keep
safe
charging
with
the
some
same
sort of range
dude?
carry or something
That's
like
dumb.
that. And then he's also like the way Nyxes are playing are not necessarily assassinating heroes so much as they are being like the vision hero and the smoke breaker and that sort of thing. And that's a good 5 position.
Guess what Spirit have run as a 5 in the last few months?
Spirit Breaker.
Nyx.
Oh,
Get ready to get 'em.
Okay,
They have
okay.
run it as a 5 on FNG, and they're more likely to run it as a 4, but they have played it on both.
The
of
only hesitancy I have with that is that enough to shore up your lanes? Because right now, EG, this is quite possibly going to be a Bane Leshrac aggro dual lane. I forgot about that S4 Leshrac that he's absolutely loved over the last 2-3 months. Apologies for that. But one of the combos that LGD first used to break this Axe Skyrat dual lane dominance is the Elder Titan and the Gyrocopter in the safe lane. And I wonder if EG is looking at the Gyro.
So the Shadow Demon confirms
Oh, the Troll said,
that we
okay.
won't be going Nyx in terms of supports anyway, because that SD is obviously FNGs.
Yep.
And
They
Troll
gotta
is
go
even
those
stronger
ways.
in lane than Gyro.
Yeah, in certain circumstances.
Did we get anything
I
off
do not
that? Just the
understand
tower?
SD pick too much, doesn't really count anything, doesn't really go too well with your
It's
lineup.
just an FNG hero.
Yeah, it's like a very comfort pick.
Yeah.
They've played it a lot in the past, right?
It's his most played hero right now in the last 3 months.
And I do think there's an argument for that here. I mean, it gives you the BKB piercing to say,
You want to use this
all right,
Spirit
guaranteed
Breaker, we
BKB
might as well.
slow, fine. And it also, it gives you that source of damage amplification that more and more recently we're seeing the huge role played by these damage mitigation items like the Crimson Guard and the pipes. And that gives you the sources of damage amplification can really help to facilitate those mid-game team
Strange,
fights.
actually. He was popularized by the Chinese meta in the
We
early
could take their
part of the
shrines.
year and started to creep out to other areas, but it seems only really CIS have continued with it.
I mean, honestly, Shadow Demon is just a weird hero. He can be very effective or very
That's
useless
Roche.
depending on how the game goes. And sometimes it's completely out of your control. And you're like disrupting a guy, and then that's basically your job. And then you're comparably, like to a Bane or something, you're very useless.
I mean, does it come back to what Alan was talking about before with captains? Do they, they focus on 1 or 2 heroes, narrow the pool, get comfortable? I just feel like they can shot call a little bit more during the game, gives them better space to do that, perhaps.
Anybody
Some
want this
teams a lot
Roche?
more
I
than
don't even think I
others,
can.
because
Oh,
a lot of
do you
teams
see that? They
actually
see us here.
prioritize to pick their 5th position in the first 2 picks.
Oh, there's a
What?
classic
What?
old combo.
Why?
Luna SD.
But Luna SD, but Luna into Troll again.
Yeah.
But Luna SD
Oh shit, you
and
guys
Sky
need that
Axe.
too.
This time you
That's
can
literally
purge
the
him.
reason that they just took so much time was because they had this idea that they were going to go Shadow Demon Luna, and Evil Geniuses saw that coming. They picked up the Troll. Team Spirit took a lot of time, deliberation, talking about the fact that they lost
Should we
in this
still
game
go
1
with it?
against the same matchup. And I think
they've
in
gone
the
down a
end,
path, right?
I think in the end they decided that the game 1 they should have been able to win. They had a good lineup.
Yeah, and this is one of those you go, okay, well, they've picked their counter, but if we change now, does it break the entire lineup? And they've got 2 great combos there.
Okay,
I mean, you still have Axe.
Oh, then
and
they
Purge.
banned the Mirana over the Lena.
Yeah, because they have played that Mirana alongside the Luna.
Yeah.
That's the other combination.
Yeah,
that
It
they
wasn't
were
game 1.
playing,
It wasn't game 1.
so- they did it. Yeah, they did it.
And
in
it
game 1
works
as well.
well with.
I can
obviously
totally,
Shadow Demon. It also works
fucking
really well with Axe.
black
I
hole those
personally am
guys
not
if you
too
want.
sure about it
Let's get out of here. We
By
did
the way,
our job
those,
here.
Those Slark and Visage bans by EG, they did
Just
their
get out. We don't need nothing else.
homework. For what? For
This is Kiro mid.
oh no!
Geon's
Please no!
to win
Please
the
no!
game.
You know they won't do it.
Please no!
Only if he counters something.
That was against a 9th pick TA that they 10th picked the
It's
G
the
Alright,
Kiro.
G
alright.
Kiro.
You guys are almost
Shout out to
guaranteeing
Lacoste,
that.
by the
You guys
way.
want to kill that tower? I'll
You
go
get
for
these
that.
weird ass scenarios where everyone
No,
disagrees
come
with Paul so much that he ends up being right. It's like it's panel voodoo. You got to be careful with
Come
that.
on,
Don't
surely,
mess with it.
surely
Don't
this
mess
is
with the juju. Don't mess with the juju.
surely this
Balance.
is
How
Lena
about the troll
SF.
I
here?
could have killed
the
him,
troll's
but
terrible here, 5th pick troll.
If this is not Lena SF or Quab, I'll be shocked.
It's okay. Is it okay, TA game?
It could be, but they have a last pick to counter it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're against a Leshrac on the other side. Like it's tough.
Shit, where can
They
I
could
charge? I
still
just
have
want to
Leshrac,
charge
they could
out.
Do Lesh Elder Titan aggro duo, and then they could.
I should have done that earlier. I just
like
thought we'd get him without having to waste it. I was waiting for somebody else to come up.
I thought about that too.
So, all right, then.
Wind Ranger.
Wind Ranger.
Good replacement. A G Wind Ranger.
The G-Ranger.
Well,
Not like
2 lanes
that as
down.
well I don't like that nearly as well against a troll. as
5
like
kills
you need
ahead.
in a SF or Quab. I think you
Right?
need- I think you need Magic Burst. And
Can't beat
Skyrath is great, and you have better setup for the Skyrath ult
But
than we've seen
he's
in some
going
of
to
the
go
other games.
Maelstrom.
And that is
Yeah.
Magic Burst. Because you
Oh,
proc like
because
10
of the
times.
And
all right,
then it also
all right,
ignores
all
the
right.
miss percentage chance of the
And that's why they like the Mirana as well.
troll.
Okay.
Troll can't fight you until he has MKB or Nullifier.
Oh, it's money.
All right. I'm.
Yo,
I think I'm down. I think I'm down.
Underlord destroys both of these, the Luna and Wind
Maybe I'll
Ranger's
buy a
damage.
fucking orchid.
Okay.
Bat
Well, they're going to
Rider's
play
dead.
Smile on the Lesh then, because that Bat Rider's going to go in the off lane.
S4
That sounds
bad.
alright.
Man, you
Bat
talk about
into-
legendary combinations.
Yeah.
The synergy with Troll and the Elder Titan, as well as the Leshrac, actually, this Bat Rider sets up really well for his team.
But they do have SD to counter it as well.
What a fun draft.
It's a soft counter, though, right?
Yeah, well,
Because-
but it's both, right? You can purge him, so he can't really drag you away, and
but
you
if
can.
he has 4 staff, then he still
Yeah.
pulls
Yeah,
the
yeah, of
hero
course, yeah.
forwards, and then a disrupted hero comes out, and he's out of position. It's
Yeah,
like
I think Wind Ranger, the biggest problem with Wind Ranger core is that it's always going to feel super squishy. And you get lassoed. What do?
You call for Illidan to carry you.
Yes.
Good call.
I'm going to reverse course and go EG.
With Alan. Sorry, a little bit behind there. Okay, you're going with EG.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that Bat Rider for S4 is a good pick.
All right, Black.
I mean, I went for Bad Rider last pick like 4 times already, and I always
Man,
lost
this doesn't look like a winning strategy here.
No, wait, I'm going for Spirit.
You guys are going to both go. Yeah, you guys are going to both go
Bat
against
Rider's been a pretty bad hero this tournament.
Spirit, please,
Would
James.
you like to get into your home country when you leave here?
Yeah, I kind of knew I was going to die. It was too late. Too late to get in there.
I don't know what's overrated. I'm going to be very careful with this. But one for
Still
Spirit,
like I'm in
two
a
for
damn
Evil
good
Geniuses on
black
the panel.
hole.
It's time to find
Vacuum
out
black
who our first
hole.
team eliminated from the Super Major and who the superheroes are as we head over to our commentary team for game number 3.
Thank you very much, Paul. And game 3 now. Spirit versus EG. Both teams
Fucking
one
Knicks.
game
You got
away from
200
being eliminated
200
from
trophy.
the Dota 2 Super Major.
Fucking
Who's he going to be, Fob? What do we reckon from these drafts? If you're an EG fan watching
225
at home,
agility.
should they feel pretty safe and confident, or should they be sitting on the edge of their seat?
You know, I really don't want to agree with these panel guys, but I felt this. I'm like, damn, this Bat Rider looks pretty good because SD you can be like they mentioned, like the soft counter. You can actually purge the bat. You can actually disrupt the Bat Rider too in those situations. You can't pull back with the 4-step, but I've seen this last pick Bat Rider a lot of times in this tournament, and it's lost the majority. But it is an S4 bat, so I have high hopes.
One of the classics, of course, for
shit,
F4,
just defend the
playing
base.
that they are going to rely on to start those mid-game fights off. We saw him last game on the Centaur. Get a good timing on the blink, having some of those good jumps, good initiations, but it did really fall off for him as a Centaur. Obviously, in terms of getting the farm, it's going to be a little easier on the bat, but we'll see what sort of a start he has in the lanes. And he will be backed up by Crip. A lot of offensive potential between these two once they hit the level 2. We'll see how much FNG can keep the pressure off Illidan's Luna, but it's going to be in that safe lane. And as the panel mentioned, we are, for the second time this series, going to see the Illidan Luna have to step up against RTZ's Troll this game.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like...
Get that
Spirit
invis
were
rune
like,
up there.
All right, we messed up pretty badly in that first game. We had an 8K lead, then we died with all 3 of our cores. This game, we're looking to just play it a little bit crisper and then also have the reliance of this win rate.
I say let's just push top for the win.
With that Maelstrom build versus the Troll. And, I mean, Windrun is a great spell versus Troll in the majority of the game. Going to be hard for RTZ to actually get that lockdown. I'm going to be looking a lot at the bottom lane because I think this is where the majority of the pressure is going to be coming out.
Oh yeah.
Between, you know, of course, Axe, Skywrath, and seeing if Fly can actually handle that pressure with the Brain Sap, and I don't think he's going to be able to. Should be a very nice lane for Spirit down here to apply that pressure onto RTZ.
And so in that middle lane during the laning stage, G Wind Ranger versus Samael Lesh, is there a way we expect to see this matchup go?
Fine,
There's a lot
I'll
of spam coming out.
charge
Wind
arc.
Ranger has a little bit better damage and animation, so
He wants some. Let's give it to him.
they actually get the kill top.
They do. We talked about the aggression that these two could have, the Bat and the Elder Titan. They get away with it. Crit does fall low, but they're able to close the gap on FNG.
I saw they had like 5 sticky stacks, but it looked like they were backing away. And I mean, Crit with the early boots, I think they had a doubled up wave as well, because I saw him have plus 66 damage, which is pretty hard to do on the first wave without having that secondary one. And he's going to try to go for it again. It seems he's got quite a lot of damage coming in from this. 72 from this one. Actually goes for the natural order early on to go for that right click.
They're making this lane very tricky for Illidan to farm it.
Keeps the damage as well there from the Elder Titan. He uses the Spirit, you know, before the second one wears off, so he keeps that plus 72 from the one before.
This bottom lane as well. Not looking too bad at all for RTZ to start off with us. The aggression doesn't seem to be too much top lane. We'll try moving. FNG does have 7, 8 stacks of sticky napalm on him. He is not getting out of this one as they'll run him down. They do take a lot of damage from the tower. Can Illidan find anything in return? Crit pops a salve, and that will keep him alive.
Ooh. Was that a S4 salve? I think it might have been S4 salve. Nice little team play there coming in.
A second kill for EG in that top lane.
Look how RTZ changed his item build. You usually tend to see, of course, like the Stout Shield and stuff, but he's like, I'm versus Axe and Skywrath. Sure, they're going to be hitting me a bit, but it's majority of that magic damage coming in. Opting to go for just more HP regen and a quick Wraith Bend.
Farming just okay down here, bottom RTZ.
Yeah, and mid is kind of just, I mean, stalemate. They're both farming back and forth. G is maybe a bit, I mean, it's pretty even because he's got this wave coming in. He's got those, a little bit of advantage in denies, I guess. But incredibly even at mid lane.
Yeah, definitely the biggest difference between the side lanes, which for pretty much for the first time in this series, EG are able to take control of, as we saw in Game 1. Even though they won it, they had a tough time to start. In Game 2, they also had a tough time at the beginning in the side lanes as well. Now Team Spirit may be able to strike back. They'll look towards Crit. So Crit, with those boots, just a little too speedy for them to chase down. So Crit keeps himself alive.
Boots win lace so early on Elder Titan. The dream. They're doing incredibly well up top with the Spat Rider, Elder Titan dual lane, applying so much pressure. Illidan just can't last hit. The turn rate on Luna is pretty damn bad. It's one of the worst. It's missing almost every last hit under the tower. They're only 6 right now. 2 lanes right now for EG looking very solid. Mid lane is the salvage point at the moment for Spirit. With this creep.
Crit dragged them right past him.
Goes for the last hit. Oh.
From lane, Frank's moving on to Arteezy, but Phobos is falling pretty low. They got the Battle Hunger onto Arteezy. He's got the Tango regen. May just be enough to save him as well. Yeah, looks like Arteezy will be fine. And in fact, Fly, he's trying to turn back towards Phobos, who is incredibly low on the axe, but Fly can't quite close the gap either. He's got the concussive and another Battle Hunger dragged down onto Fly. Make sure that Fly won't be able to chase on.
They're handling a good amount of this pressure though. They're having to bring extra regen to deal with it, but they're actually able to stand toe-to-toe versus this X Sky.
And the mid lane continues to be a pretty much straight trade and farm as you sort of expected with the spam from both heroes.
Yeah.
21 for 5, 20 for 2. G and Samael both getting a lot out of this lane.
Wind Ranger has like that little bit better animation for the denies.
Wyver actually coming down it with his invis rune as Arteezy did try and return to farming on low L. Hunger won't be enough as again Arteezy does have those stick charges. Both teams with their cores playing around on incredibly low health, trying to bait out one another to make a play on that bottom lane.
Big creep wave right now under the tower for EG bottom. Fly actually helping Arteezy get all those last hits. Oh, he tried to give Fly the last hit to get rid of the Battle Hunger, but ends up missing it.
Still yet to see any sort of rotation from either side.
The big pressure though, this top lane, I like that they're keeping it static. I don't think they need to really be rotating, but they're slowing down Illidan a lot, and it's really important that S4 is getting this incredible start.
Look at the stomp as
connects.
well. They can close the gap a bit. He does pop the stick charges. He's got 5 stacks of napalm on. EG without the wave will not look to dive further past the tower.
Have to actually use the Shrine now bottom, so the harassment is starting to add up in the bottom lane, but Arteezy still 27 last hits, doing just fine anyway. But level 4 now on Phobos, level 3 on Vyver. They've got the increased chase with that level 2 concussive and level 200.
Flying Arteezy, you have to be careful how far they step forward.
They're constantly just poking at this axe though, so you can't actually play on that like super aggressive up and just give the extra right clicks to Arteezy.
He's through. Be spotted out by Fly down bottom, but at the same time, Samael will be able to grab it. Fly protects it. Arteezy getting a bit of harassment as they realize he's alone, but let's see what he can do with this HP.
They can make a lot happen here. It's one of the strongest runes early on.
Let's see how they can dive in. Got the Nightmare setup onto Phobos. Phobos caught out by the stunner. TP comes in immediately, but it's too late. Samael's already found the kill. Can he get anything more? He's going to hang around, actually get himself shackle shotted here. Samael, still with the haste, will get himself out of range of the power shot and does manage to get away with the dive and the kill at the same time. Top lane S4 and Crit once again. This dual lane causing so many issues for Illidan as they're able to find the kill up top as well.
Securing S4 to have a very solid start in this game with that early bottle. Boots, 700 gold. Would have a very good timing for the Blink Dagger if they can keep this pressure up. And the crucial thing when we always see versus these Luna lineups is slowing down the Luna. If this Luna gets to that point where she gets just full free farm, we've seen her take over time and time again. So very important to contest this.
Crit trying to chase FNG there, but indeed it really is the difference between the pressure that's being applied on both lanes this power. But these extra levels, Vyver and Phobos able to step up the aggression a bit onto Arteezy and Fly.
Yeah, I mean, they've used all their regen that Arteezy's even bought another set of tangos and a salve. So a lot of that gold share, he's got better last hits, but he's having used a lot on consumables. So he's almost even net worth with that Luna, even though he's got a bit more last hits.
Fly tries to step forward, but immediately with the Ancient Seal and the chase down, brought down pretty low, has got the Nightmare to hold back Phobos. The spam that Vyver and the two of them can offer. Maybe turn around upon them. Samael with the TP turns towards Phobos. They have the burst. Great rotation from Samael. Picks up a kill for the team. As that's the 5th in a row here for EG. Spirit still unable to bite in terms of kills. The farm Still looking okay for them though. It's only a 1k lead for EG.
Sumail playing incredibly, making a lot of rotations, which isn't something that we do see him do too often. He likes to play a lot inside of that lane. But now mid does have the DD rune, but getting disrupted. That power shot soul catcher, so much damage.
Sumail has to be careful. Another power shot could be the end of him, but he's got the full bottle. Will stick around and look to come back into lane G. Tries for another power shot. Don't quite find the connection as Sumail's able to stand aside.
Pretty important game for Sumail to stay quite ahead in this game because there's a lot of burst damage coming out from Spirit's lineup with the power shot, soul catcher, Lucent Beam as well, and Skywrath. Has to stay quite ahead, and an interesting interaction, of course, with Shadow Demon versus Leshrac. Lesh, ideally you want to go for that Yules eventually, but Shadow Demon actually doesn't really allow you to Yules yourself at all because you instantly pop it, it gets purged off instantly from that continuous tick of the demonic purge. Might see him actually just skip it and just go for that Bloodstone, which we do see a lot of the times anyway.
Bottom lane fly. And Sumail once again heading down towards this bottom lane, looking to get involved with the kills. They've got the Nightmare into the stun setup, which easily sets up for action. Immediately in response, Spirit able to make the counterplay. FNG with that rotation towards top with the help of Biver. They have the burst.
At the size of this stack that is up top too. Spirit does not want the Batrider to take this. And, I mean, this is the power of Batrider and Elder Titan. If the ET's up there, the Astral Spirit does a lot of damage, or you get a lot of damage bonus from it, but they have to make sure that this Batrider can't take this. They have to find a way to secure it. So we're probably going to see them emphasize a lot of rotations up there.
They've got to protect that. As you said, that could be a decent chunk of gold being swung either way.
They're sending the axe up there to take it. Phobos.
Fly. Just a bit of harassment on Sajik. No follow-up. See both teams positioning themselves around the bounties.
Phobos starting to clear it.
There we go.
A lot of damage though. Gotta get some spins. It will get just enough to clean that up. Level 7 now picked up.
Living came across as well to soak up some of the XP.
Good that they don't allow the bat to get that. EG S4 could have gotten quite a swing of momentum from that.
Turns to come out. FNG just trying to get his level 6 online ASAP.
Sumail is going to go for the USF there, actually. So he's looking for his own ways to set up.
Hey, what's up, everyone? CCN Technology News here, and today I'm doing something really special. I'm going to be talking about how to make money on YouTube. So I know this is something a lot of people are interested in, and basically I just wanted to explain exactly how YouTube works and how people do earn money. So before we get started, let me just be clear about one thing. YouTube is not a quick way to earn easy money. It's just not. If you decided to make a YouTube channel because you think that's the way you'll be able to earn thousands of dollars with hardly any effort, just stop. That's not the way YouTube works. You don't get successful or rich on YouTube by uploading a couple videos and hoping one of them goes viral. To make money on YouTube, you consistently upload high-quality content to your channel and build up a large fan base.
They have quite a lot of amplification on their lineup. I know Spirit actually does this in a lot of their games. I've seen them, of course, they love the Shadow Demon, but they like playing like these Slardars, these Skywraths, anything that can allow you to bring heroes down quickly because of that.
So if you don't know how YouTube works, making money on YouTube really comes down to one thing: advertising.
Cutting the wave up top, getting a lot of damage on that top tower when Illidan does make that rotation.
He's been caught out by the stomp. They've got the coming in as well. Taking a lot with the bash from Artur. They'll bring him down. Maybe they can find more. They look towards FNG. He'll slow down Arteezy with the demonic purge, but Crit, he's on the chase. He'll try and run himself off the battle. Chance is going to be popped, so there's that extra attack speed for
Second are auctions through you in-stream ads which play before a video generally and are often around 30 seconds long. Most of the time you can skip these ads after 5 seconds. If you're considering getting into YouTube, make sure you do understand one thing. You don't get paid every time someone watches one of your videos. You only get paid when your viewer interacts with an ad that may or may not even appear. If you're confused, let me just show you a graphic that may help you understand how much you get paid. Let's just say that this dollar represents how much money you can make on YouTube. Right away, half of this dollar is vaporized because ads only show on your videos about half the time. Between mobile views, ad block, and just when YouTube randomly decides not to show an ad, that's a pretty fair representation. Then you're going to lose another part of what you have left. I'm just going to say it's another half, because people are only going to interact with your ads about half the time. And when I say interact, I mean people clicking on them, watching the entire ad, anything along those lines. So you got $0.25 left, but unfortunately you still don't get all of that. Since your video's on YouTube, Google then comes in and takes about another half of your earnings. I mean, it's fair enough, although it can be just a little bit discouraging for people who are just getting started. Now you're down to 1/8 of your original amount, and this is about the amount of money you'll be getting. If your channel is partnered with a YouTube network though, that network is going to take another cut out of what you have left, so just be warned. Now that you see how little a percentage of advertising money you're actually getting, I do hope you understand that you need a lot of views to actually earn any kind of a decent salary. But now that you understand that, let me actually talk some hard numbers with you. A classic question people ask is, how much money do you get per 1,000 views on YouTube? Well, as you probably can tell, that number is really going to vary a ton from channel to channel, depending on how expensive the ads are that are showing in your videos, and how often people click on your ads. With that said, I would say you should expect to earn anywhere from around $1 per 1,000 views to more like $4 or $5. Again, this is entirely subjective, so don't hold me to those numbers. If you want to see more specific figures on how much a YouTuber is making, I would recommend going to the site Social Blade. There you'll find view totals, estimated earnings, subscriber numbers, historical graphs, all that kind of stuff for anyone you search for. That'll give you a better idea of how much the average YouTuber is making online, and I think that's a great way to go. But getting back to the topic, using my channel as a guideline, I would say that you can expect to earn about $100 per month if you get about 50,000 views in that time. That's definitely not the greatest salary in the world, and you do need to remember that if you're considering getting into YouTube. To be honest, the best way to achieve success on YouTube is to forget the money and just focus on making entertaining, high-quality content for your audience. As time progresses and more people notice your channel, you'll have the ability to monetize your content, but at the beginning, just make YouTube videos consistently. For example, I actually didn't run any ads on this channel until about a year after I started it. That just wasn't my primary focus. Joining a YouTube network can also give your channel a boost in popularity, although you should be very careful about which network you join. Some networks will take a large percentage of your income and won't actually give you the help you need. My channel is actually currently partnered with YouTube network Freedom, which I do like because it offers a high revenue share, a no lock-in contract, and then also a minimum payout of only $1. That means if you only earn $1 in a month, they will actually pay you that, and I do like that feature, especially if you are a small channel. Now, if you are interested in this network, I will provide a link to Freedom's website in the description below, so you can check this network out for yourself. But anyways, that's it for this video, so if you found it helpful, I'm really glad. If you have any kind of questions or thoughts, just leave a comment below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, please be sure to give this video a like and to subscribe if you did enjoy it. And yeah, I guess that about wraps it up, so I will see you next time.